In this video, I thought I would show you a transformation process with this German Shepherd here. She was dropped off yesterday. She was pretty shy with me. She is slowly starting to warm up to me. She is starting to eat, which is good. Come here, girl. Eat from my hand anyway. Good. She does have a issue with me touching her collar. So I can show you this. So if I reach for her, you can see that, right? And where this comes from is when the dog perceives that a negative event is going to happen when a human touches their collar. And so it could be something like the dog's roaming around in the yard, you walk up to the dog, you grab them by the collar and you take them inside. It could be something like that. It could be the dog's playing with other dogs, you call the dog over, you touch the collar and leash them. So there can be a number of things. It could be the dog's playing keep away and you finally catch your dog and then you yell at them. And so the dog starts to perceive anytime you touch the collar that something bad is going to happen. So I'll show you again. See, any of this, she doesn't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on continuing to bond with her, working her through obedience commands to help build her confidence. And I'm also going to work on counter conditioning this collar touch. So how I do this is I want to touch the collar and then follow it with food. Now with her, because she's so sensitive, I'm going to start off just reaching for her. Good. And feed. Good. And feed. Good. And feed. Good. And feed. So I'm not even touching the collar yet, because if I do touch it, she's probably going to go pancake to the ground. Now I'm going to switch hands. Good. 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 And that's all I'm going to do. And I'm going to be doing this multiple sessions a day, and you're going to see how she gets better and better with this. In the meantime, I'm also not going to be touching her collar to leash her. So if I do need to leash her to take her to the kennel, what I'll do is I'll make a slip lead with my leash. So I may take the end of this line and just make a slip lead with her. So what I can do, if I need to kennel her, I don't want her to associate me touching her collar with the kennel right now. So I just loop that over. And I'll have her, then I would walk her around for a minute or two, and then I would take her into the kennel. So I don't want her associating anything negative with me touching her collar right now. All right, guys, so you'll see the progress as we move through. All right, guys, I'm out here with this Shepherd again. I've been working with her for a few weeks, and I thought I would show you how much better her response is to me when I touch her collar. Come here, girl. Come on. Good girl. Good. Good girl. So a whole lot better than what it was a few weeks ago. And what I've been doing is just touching her collar, following that with food. I've been practicing various obedience cues and just integrating collar touching as I'm rewarding her. I've also been playing tug and throwing the ball and touching her collar before I toss the ball at times. So just so that she starts to have a positive association of me touching her collar, or at least it being neutral. So I have also just touched her collar and held her for a second and then let her go. So if you have a dog that has a tendency to duck away from you when you go to reach their collar, then you may want to think about what you have been doing with your dogs that they have that kind of response to your hand reaching out to them. And what you can do is start to touch their collar and then follow it with food so they have more of a positive association of you grabbing their collar. A lot of dogs have this issue of being hesitant when we reach for them because they learn pretty quick that humans grab their collar and take them away from something fun or hold them away from something that they want to access. And sometimes it's necessary because we have to hold our dogs away or we have to pull them away. But dogs learn pretty fast when you go to reach for their collar that something negative happens from their perception. So it's always good training to try to at least balance out some of those negative associations by touching your dog's collar, following it with food, touching your dog's collar, and at least being neutral about it. All right guys, start to incorporate some of these tips with your dog, and I will see you in another video.